everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Kristen. For today's video, we are having fun with layers, and I thought what better way to showcase some fun layers than to make a s'mores soap. I don't have much of a voice at the time that I'm filming this intro, so we are just going to go ahead and jump right into the soap making. Let's make some soap! For today's fragrance oil, I am using Toasted Marshmallow by Nature's Garden. I really love the smell of this fragrance oil. It has all of the sweetness of vanilla with just a little bit of campfire smoke to the smell. It really just gives off the classic toasted marshmallow feels. My favorite flavor of jelly bean is the toasted marshmallow jelly bean, and this oil smells exactly how that jelly bean tastes, if that makes sense. So I'm starting off with 6.8 ounces of water and 3.8 ounces of lye. I have done a very similar type of soap like this before. Specifically, I made 2 batches of soap back in October for my Christmas soap collection. It was for my chestnuts roasting soaps. The first batch I did, I think the flames looked really good. They fell a little more flat on the second batch, so hopefully I don't make the same mistake, though I'm pretty sure I know what I did that second time around. But anyways, I'm just excited to be doing another soap like this. Of course, I'm talking about the flames on top of this batch of soap. For today's soft oils, I am doing 9.6 ounces of olive oil, 1.2 ounces of sweet almond oil, and 1.2 ounces of castor oil. And for the hard oils, I will be doing 7.2 ounces of coconut oil, 4.8 ounces of sustainable palm oil. Alright, let's look at today's colorants. So I'm working with 7 different colorants to achieve the 6 colors that I'm going for today. For the marshmallow and inner flame portions of the soap, I'm using titanium dioxide. For the 2 graham cracker portions of the soap, I'm using a mix of shimmer gold mica and lustrous brown mica. Both are from Nurture Soap. Our chocolate brown is coming from this brown oxide pigment that I get from Brambleberry. And then the red, yellow, and orange colors of the flame are coming from these micas, also from Nurture Soap. That's Trial by Fire, Yellow Vibrance, and Orange Vibrance. Taking about a tablespoon of oil directly from our batch here, I'm going to add a little bit of oil to each of these cups. My oils and lye water solution are only about 2 degrees apart, so I can go ahead and start blending these together now. And I'm just going to blend to a light trace. Okay, and I'm just going to pour off 12 ounces of batter into my second pitcher here. That 12 ounces is going to be for the flames on top. I just want to set that aside while I get the s'mores portion all poured out. Now I'm going to pour another 12 ounces into this smaller pitcher here. This is just going to be for the graham cracker portion of the soap. There will be 6 ounces for each piece of graham crackers. So I want to measure it all out, that way everything looks even when I pour my layers. And the rest of my batter, I'm just kind of splitting in half by eyeballing it a little bit. That's for the chocolate and marshmallow, and I don't really care if all the layers are completely even. I just really wanted the graham crackers to be the same thickness. Okay, I'm going to put in my white, our graham cracker mixture, and the chocolatey brown. There isn't really enough soap in these two containers for me to stick blend, so I'm just going to use my little coffee frother here. And I should be able to stick blend the graham cracker portion. I feel like I want to add just a little bit of orange mica to this. Just to ever so slightly lighten that up. There we go. Alright, and I'm just separating my graham cracker batter one more time, just so that I am not adding the fragrance to both equal parts right now, because I have a feeling that the fragrance is going to thicken up the batter, and I need the top layer of graham cracker to not be super thick just yet. So I'm pouring out 6 ounces. And now for our mold, my small cardboard mold lined with freezer paper. This holds about 24 ounces of soap. Today I am making 35 ounces of soap with those flames on top. I'm just eyeballing a little bit of my fragrance in to my first layer of graham cracker soap here. Alright, and we'll go ahead and pour this guy right in. Do a nice good scrape there. There we go. Tap it down to pop any bubbles. Alright, I want this layer to set up a bit before I add my chocolate layer next. Alright, I think it's set enough. I'll go ahead and add some of my fragrance oil to the chocolate layer here. I'm just going to carefully pour this right on top of our other layer. Try not to break the layers with my spatula here. And we'll tap that down to pop any bubbles. Okay, that should be set enough where I can begin to add my white marshmallow layer. Alright, and our second layer of graham cracker. I'm kind of wishing that I did thinner layers of graham cracker and thicker layers of marshmallow and chocolate, but that's alright. If I make this design again in the future, that is probably what I'll do, because the graham cracker portion of a s'mores is not super thick, but I wasn't thinking of that at the time, so it's fine. Okay, I'm gonna kind of scooch this off to the side here and bring back the batter that we're using for the flames. I'm not measuring out the colors for this part of the soap because I honestly don't really know what those measurements would look like. I'm just kind of eyeballing how much of each color I think I would need, and the nice part is if I have some color left over, I can use it to mix the next color because I'm going from lightest to darkest in color here. So I'm going to add the rest of my titanium dioxide here, give this a really good mix with my frother. I'm going to add some of my fragrance oil. Something I forgot to mention is that I am using 0.8 ounces of fragrance oil today, and I mixed it with 0.8 ounces of vanilla color stabilizer because the fragrance oil does have some vanillin in it. Alright, and now let's have some fun with the flames here. My white color is thick enough that I can start spooning it down the middle of my mold here. Just going to dab it on like this. I don't need too much of the white color. And basically I'm just going to take my spoon here and kind of try to shape it a little bit. And doing a soap top that had flames on it 2 other times, the first time round I let the layers sort of lay a little more flat with peaks on them. The second time round I thought that I needed to make everything taller, and so I was trying to just get a lot of height with softer peaks, and it ended up just making it look really pointy and weird. So I'm okay with it looking flat, and actually that is going to be plenty of white color. So I have quite a bit left here. I'm just going to add my yellow mica and give this a really good mix, and then it'll pretty much be ready to layer on top of our white there. Okay, and now I'll just add a layer of yellow covering all of this white here. Okay, and if possible, I'm just trying to add some texture to the yellow layer. It is a little flat, but that's okay. Like I said, I don't want it to be too pointy, so it might freak me out a little bit having it be this flat now, but I'll probably be happier with it once it's time to cut it open. I am going to add a little more batter here to the yellow that we had left over, and then we'll go ahead and add our orange mica to the mix. I am going to add a little more fragrance oil as well. Alright, and then same thing, I'm just going to spoon some of this orange batter right on top of the yellow. Okay, and off camera I added the rest of my batter as well as the red colorant and remaining amount of fragrance oil, and we're just spooning our red layer right on top. I'm trying to add everything on there as smoothly as possible so that I'm not potentially making a bunch of air bubbles between the layers of soap, but we'll see how well I was able to accomplish that. I scraped down the sides of my pitcher here and was left with like a mix of the reds, oranges, and yellows. And I'm just going to leave it like that without mixing it all in because I think it kind of looks cool. Now I'm just gonna go in and start shaping up our peaks a little bit to make it more defined, more flamey. And for the final touch, I'm just adding some non-soap embeds. These are just little plastic sticks that I believe I got at Joann's around Halloween time for making caramel apples. I just trimmed them down and I'm going to stick them directly into the soap. Since this is a s'mores soap after all, I figured we needed a stick in there to make it look more authentic. think those are all somewhat even. We shall see when I cut. And finally, I'm just going to spritz this down with rubbing alcohol. There we go, our S'mores Galore soap. Super excited to cut this open and see how all of the layers look, see how the flames turned out. But for now, I'm just going to let this set for the next 24 hours before we come back and take a look. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Very excited right now. Fellow soap makers know that any day that you get to unmold and cut into your soap creation is a good day. Already, I can tell that I am super happy with these colors. And you know what? I think that the layering is actually going to work out pretty nicely. The graham cracker layers aren't as thick as I thought. I'm going to start by cutting right down the middle, actually. Still pretty soft. Actually, no, it's thickened up quite a bit. I'm pushing down pretty hard. Oh goodness. Woo! Alright, let's see what it looks like on the inside. Ooh. This top layer of graham cracker is kind of thick. I'm okay with it. Okay, I'm going to cut into the next bar here. Yes, I'm super happy with that. This is great. This is great so far. Even though this has firmed up quite a bit, the soap itself is still a little tacky, and that's why you're seeing some color smear through the flames. Once I let these guys harden up for a couple more days after being sliced, then I'll be able to go through and clean up the surface of the bars, get everything beveled out, and it'll look better. You won't have these like red smudges. The flame shape is definitely what I had in mind. I'm glad that I remembered not to make everything too triangular and pointy. Yeah, after I let these guys set for a day or two, I will go ahead and get everything beveled, and I'm going to put some little indents into the graham cracker layers just to make them look a little more realistic.
Well, what do you guys think of these soaps? Do they look like they have flames on top? Do they remind you of s'mores? Be sure to let me know down in the comment section below. I always like reading what people have to say. And if you're interested in purchasing one of these soaps, you can do so by clicking the link in the description box below. It will take you directly to my website. Thank you so much for the support. I should probably go rest my voice, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.